forgive yourself. I know that not really something that comes to mind really ever when it comes to forgiving yourself. I know that's something that came to my mind. I never thought that I had to forgive myself. Is it in my head is like, what am I telling myself to forgive myself for? But then I realized that I have a lot to forgive myself for, because looking back, I had a lot of hate for myself before. I used to have so much hate for me. I just hated me as a person. And it will be for things like, I hated how I couldn't speak up whenever I needed to speak up. Or I hated that I could never stand up for myself when I needed to stand up for myself. Or I hated how I was never confident enough to go about the way I would want to go about things, because I was too timid and too shy, or too indecisive, or just whatever it was, down to even the way I looked, how I looked. I hated myself. And then realizing how much of the hate I had for myself, I had to figure out, why did I hate myself so much? Like, why did I do these things that I did not like so much? Like, why did I not stand up in class and, say what I wanted to say? Why didn't I go to school wearing the things I wanted to wear? Why didn't I, do the things that I wanted to, that I knew I wanted to do? Instead, I did the things that, push what I really wanted in the back. And I realized it was just me protecting myself. Subconsciously, I would come up with ways to protect myself so I don't gotta feel pain. I don't gotta feel hurt. I don't gotta feel embarrassment. I don't gotta feel, rejection. I don't gotta feel whatever it is that you could think is negative that anybody can go through, like from a personal point of view, just dealing with the outside world. That's all my self was trying to protect me from. And then it got to the point where I had myself telling me that in order to be loved or liked by people, I had to look a certain way and be a certain way and act a certain way. So me coming up with these things in my head where I had to be like this or had to do that, and seeing that, like, for example, like facial features, like I used to be super insecure about my chin because my chin was so, I got a strong chin. And I used to just want, a smaller chin, like a more round chin, and it was just like, I can't change that about myself. But if I was to have a smaller chin, more people would like me. More people would, like I would get more attention from girls and stuff like that, whatever it was, whatever I was thinking. And the fact that I couldn't change that about my chin unless I got like some type of plastic surgery or something, and I didn't even have the money for that, it made me just, hate myself. It's like, why the fuck do I look like that? And it was just my head trying to, in this weird way, try to protect me, because he was telling me how I had to be in order for people to like me. And since I couldn't fix my chin, I couldn't do that, so I had to come up with ways to get attention away from my chin. So I started wearing a hoodie, and then I had the hoodie like over my face like this, and then like that, like covering my whole face and shit. People couldn't notice a lot about it. And so I'm just covering myself, not showing me. And I hated how I couldn't just be me and show myself. And that's an example of what caused that self-hatred inside myself. And that is one example. There's so many different things I could go on about, on things I just critiqued about myself, and that caused me to hate myself. But all of these reasons is the reason why I decided that, like, oh, this is why I do need to forgive myself, because even though it was hurting me unintentionally, it was still just trying to help. It was trying to protect me. Because that's just what your body does. It's just naturally what you do as a human, like mentally. You try to protect yourself. You're always trying to survive. You're always in survival mode. Like when you're walking at nighttime, you're on high alert because your body's trying to protect you. It said, what if somebody jumps for those bushes? So you're kind of paying attention to the bushes to make sure nobody jumps out. And if somebody do jump out, you're ready for it because you're on high alert, and your mental is trying to protect you from whatever could happen in the future, like in the near future, where you get anxiety and stuff. And that's all my body was trying to do. He was just trying to help me. And I spent so much time hating him for trying to just help me. And me just hating him just made me want to get away from him, just run away, just get away from this, get away from me, blah, blah, reject. So I'm always feeling rejected by other people. But the rejection started with me. I started rejecting myself before other people's, before I started feeling that other people were rejecting me. When in reality, other people could have not have been rejecting me in the first place. I rejected myself. So whenever I looked at something and read something wrong, like I read body language wrong, I read something that somebody said to me in the wrong way, I would just take it as they're rejecting me. Because I rejected myself before anybody else rejected me. But then again, I'm coming back to forgiving yourself. That's why you have to forgive yourself. Because once you forgive yourself, you're able to accept yourself, who you are. I accept myself for who I am. I love my chin. I'm okay. Like, I don't care that I don't got a small, petite chin. I didn't even think it was stupid I even wanted a smaller chin when I was younger. I don't care that I got a pretty big forehead, but it's whatever. Who cares? There's still other things about me that I can highlight. There's things about myself that I like. Like, for instance, I like my eyes. Maybe everybody else don't like my eyes, but me personally, I like my eyes. Something I always like about myself. I like my nose. I don't know. My nose, it just to me, it just looks unique to me. Maybe it does it to you, but to me, it does. And that's all that matters. Like, the way you look at yourself. The way you look at yourself is all that matters, because the way that you look at yourself, others will look at you the same way, even if they don't see it at first. If you keep on, putting yourself out there, people will eventually see who you are, genuinely. If there's something that you really don't like about you, okay, like, my chin, right? Like I said, I'm okay with my chin. I don't really care that I got like long chin. But at the same time, I wouldn't shave my beard and my goatee because to me it looks kind of weird if I just had a shaved goatee. It just kind of makes my features look kind of off. But with me growing this goatee, it makes me look better. So it's like I'm able to highlight things about myself that I don't necessarily like really like about myself. Like I have an ugly head shape. I do. Like it's in my family genetics. I got an ugly head shape. So in order to, work around that, I grow dreads. Even though dread wasn't really something I had to cover my facial features. But it's not to cover my facial features. It's just dreads are just like something I always wanted since I was a little kid, and I was never able to have it. So I finally got it. And a benefit to it is that it does help with my ugly head shape. It's a pretty ugly head shape, but at the same time, it's like I don't give a fuck because I really do like my head. I don't care if somebody else don't like it or do like it. It's me, and I'm okay with that. And I accept me for who I am. And you can't accept who you are as a person until you forgive who you are. You forgive yourself. All that pain that you went through, all that avoidance that you went through, everything, your body trying to protect you, instead of just hating yourself for it, thank him. Thank him for trying to protect you for all of these years. Like you ever seen this if you watch Naruto really has a good representation of the mind and like self-hatred and like all of this stuff and forgiving yourself. And I say that because there's just one part in Naruto where Naruto goes into himself and he's speaking to the nine-tailed fox, and the nine-tailed fox is inside of him. The nine-tailed fox turned into a human version of Naruto, and he's like saying a bunch of negative shit to Naruto, and Naruto just walking up to him. He just keeps on saying negative shit to Naruto, and then he's like ready to fight and everything. And then instead of Naruto like fighting back or whatever, Naruto goes and hugs the nine-tailed version of him, which is something that he used to hate all his life since he was a little kid, because the nine-tailed fox made the whole village hate him and shit like that. But instead of giving that nine-tails version of him the hate back and just hating him and rejecting him, he hugged him, accepted him, and forgave him. And it was not until, and then when he did that, he let that version of him, the nine-tailed version of him, know that I know you're trying to protect me, and I thank you for protecting me all of these years, but I got it from now on. He was telling him he got shit from now on. He could control it all. And once he was able to do that, after that, the nine-tailed version of him and the regular version of him, they both just started working together, and they became a team whenever it came to anything. So the nine-tails no longer had control over him, and no longer had to, just unleash itself whenever he needed to be protected, because Naruto had it all under control. So it's kind of like me right now is like, I know I have everything under control. I know I'm able to control my emotions better than I did when I was younger, or even from the last year. I'm able to control myself better. I'm able to go outside with more confidence and speak to more people without being timid and shy and whatever. I'm able to dress the way I want to dress. I'm able to just be more of myself without caring what other people think. If you look at one of my first YouTube videos, right now it's on private, but one day I will take it off private and put it back to the public. You will see that I used to cover my whole face while making YouTube videos. It's really cringy and it's really fucking sad. That is not me no more. If you can see me now, it's like I'm able to come on here and show my whole face, and I just really don't care what anybody else has to say about it. I'm not here for the validation from other people. I'm just here to express myself. Just be me on here and just do what I like doing. I like doing this. So yeah, it all started once I started to realize that I needed to forgive myself. But before I realized I had to forgive myself, I had to realize I hated myself. I did not like who I was, and I had to accept that fact. When you accept that fact, that's when you start the process of forgiving who you are, what you did.